Hello, how are you guys? My name is Sarah, coming from Northeast Ohio, and this is my place where I talk about all my knitting and a little bit of life stuff and not really much more than that, I suppose. I don't know about you guys, but I am so fed up with me saying that I will be back in a week with another video and then I'm not. That is my goal. Like, I would love to be able to do that. I work full time, but I am off on Tuesdays, so I do like to try to do a video on a Tuesday. I have the house to myself, nobody else is here, so it's just nice and quiet, and I have time to get that done. But today is a Saturday and everybody is home, so there will probably be somebody possibly busting in on me while I'm doing this. But I had full intentions of two Tuesdays ago coming to you with a video, and life got super crappy for us again. My aunt passed away, and we've just been dealing with that. For those that don't know, I lost my mom in July. We lost my mom in July. And then we lost my father-in-law in November, and now my aunt. So we have had 3 really significant losses in just less than 6 months. So we've been busy with that the last couple of weeks. We just actually had a service for her this morning, and I just got home a bit ago. I wanted just to curl up in bed and hide under the covers, but you can't always do that. So I figured I'd hop on here and update on a couple of things. I do have a few finished objects, which is really exciting. I have a completely unplanned WIP that I did that's near done, actually. And I don't know, I just wanted to talk through maybe a couple new projects, maybe. I don't know. So enough of the sad stuff. I guess let's get into the knitting. I do have very good news. I was working on a gift knit for a coworker of mine, a pair of ribbed socks in this. This is all I have to show. It was a nomadic yarn that I bought, and this has a bit of that stellina in it. It's not really coming up too well here, but it was really beautiful. She's a very bright and colorful person, and I liked this because it was just a bit muted. She loved them. They turned out great. I will pop up a picture in here, of course. I just did a vanilla sock. I did 2x2 ribbed. Just since it was a gift knit, I wanted to make sure that they fit her. And she loved them, and it was fantastic. And I finished them just in the nick of time. We were celebrating her birthday this past Wednesday, and I finished them Tuesday night. So quite literally very little time to spare. But I did have a goof up on them. I was rocking and rolling, and they were getting done so fast. And I was so excited, and I was nearing finishing the second sock with like days, maybe even a week to spare. And as I was going through, I did my very best to make sure that the stripes all matched up, because I am one of those people that like need the stripes to line up. And I kept like on the second sock, the stripes kept ending further than they were on the initial sock, and I could not figure out why. And I was holding them together, and they were matching up like when I did that, but the colors weren't matching up, and it obviously like wasn't the yarn. It was like a total user error, and I could not figure out what was going on. And then finally I figured out on the first sock. I don't know what the actual part is called, but I forgot to do the bottom of the heel in the contrast color. So like I did the back part of the heel, but I forgot to do the underside. And I was like, you got me kidding me. How did you forget to do this? So I finished the second sock, and then I went back to the first. I am sure there is a way to cut in and add that flap or whatever, but I just wasn't comfortable with trying to figure it out. They were a gift, so I cared like a little bit more than if they would have just been for me. Oh my God. So I ripped back the second sock all the way to the heel. Finished with the contrast heel, and then added in the stripe. It was just like, the whole thing was like just kind of a mess to begin with, because I wanted to do a contrast for the heel and the toe. I just personally prefer doing a contrast when it's a striped sock, because I just don't like the way the stripes look for the heel flap and all that. And then I don't like that the stripes are a different length on the toe because of the decreases. Whatever. I'm kind of like anal about that kind of stuff. I really wish I wasn't, but I was, and I am, and I embrace it. So whatever. I ended up not having enough for the contrast anyway. I did the contrast heel and toe on the first sock, and then as I was doing the heel on the second sock, I realized I was not going to have enough to do contrast on the toe. So and before I had gotten to the toe, I realized my mistake with the first sock. So I just went through the whole toe with the stripe sock because that's all I had. And then I went back, and when I went back to do first sock and finish the heel and then the foot and the toe, I then had to add in more of the striped yarn to do the toe on the first sock. So then I just had all these loose ends, and I was just like so annoyed, but whatever. They're done. She has them. She likes them. That's all that matters. She does not know about all the loose ends that I had to deal with. So it's fine. It's fine, and it's good. And I'm so glad they're done, and I just love knitting socks so much. So after I finished those, I was able to finish my husband's Diamondback sock. This is a pattern by Litton, the Crazy Sock Lady. So good. He's already worn them, so they're already like getting a little bit stretched out. But I'm so glad to have these done, you guys. These have been on my needles since May of 2023, and I just finished them, I don't know, last weekend, or I don't remember, like within the past couple of days. I was so glad, and he tried them on. They fit perfectly. Like I said, he's already worn them. I did already have to educate him, though, on how we store our hand knit socks. We don't fold them over, cuff on the outside like we do regular old store-bought socks. So he did learn how to properly fold hand knit socks. I was a little worried that he was not going to be knit worthy if he did not accept my advice on that. But we're all good in that department. So I'm super glad to have these done. I don't have the yarn label anymore. They were I want to say Kabasi, but that can't be right. I don't know. There was something. I've said it in previous videos, but they are a very beautiful, let me show you this one. They're very, oh my goodness, I can't talk. Very beautiful, like brown and blue and gray. I really liked them a lot. So we'll see how they wear. I got the yarn from a stash, like somebody else's de-stash, so I don't know if the yarn is even still like findable for me if I do end up liking it. But I do think there's some silk in here too, so they're like, they just have a nice softness and kind of shimmer to them. He likes them a lot, so I'm really happy about these. Again, glad to have them done because they were a nightmare for me. So then I wanted to start a pair of socks for my youngest son. He loves my hand knit socks, and I just, after finishing like a huge man size sock, I just wanted a kid sock, just like less stitches, shorter, smaller. I wanted just to whip something out. So I had bought this yarn for my son. I will just show you like some of the stripes. It's self-striping. There, I think, are 3 or 4 different stripes in it. It's just blues and greens. It's just super fun, bright sock yarn. This is from Shibu Knits. It's a 100% superwash merino. So I guess that's not really like, I don't know, super made for socks, but anyway, whatever. There is no colorway. It's just like a lot number. Anyway, I was winding this up very quickly before work on Thursday, I think, because I wanted to take him with me to work to knit on during my lunch break. To say I was angry is an understatement. As I am winding them up, I am coming across all these strands, like I got a ball like this. This was one. And then I was like, well, you know, whatever. It's a one-off. There were 52 grams in the hanker skein, whatever you call it. And it was supposed to be a 50-gram skein. So I was like, whatever, one-off. I don't know. Maybe they use this to tie it. I don't know. I don't know what people do. Then I get this ball off of it. And then this ball off of it. The point being, this is what I wound up with. What am I supposed to do with this? Literally. What am I supposed to do with this? I was PO'd. Not only were there all these like weird little strands or hunks of yarn, I don't even know what to call it, garbage is what it is. There were 4 different places where some of the plies were cut. So it wasn't even usable yarn. Like there were 4 different places. So I was so mad. I was so mad. We all know hand-dyed yarn is not inexpensive. I mean, and I totally fully understand there's a reason for that, but this was garbage. I am so mad about it still. I am going to write to them because this is like, if this is what they do for their 50-gram skeins, I don't know, does anybody else have any like experience with this yarn place? This is embarrassing, like on their part, embarrassing. So the only thing I wound up with, this was one usable ball of 28 grams out of 52, 28 grams. I split it because I wanted to make his socks like I'm going to do them 2 at a time. So I split it. So I have 2 balls of 14 grams. And then I was like going through my stash, just trying to find contrast yarn for the rest of it because I don't even know what I'm going to do. I mean, I guess I'm going to do, I think what I'm going to do is do a contrast cuff, do these down the leg, a contrast heel, and then finish whatever this will give me. And then do another contrast for the foot and the toe. So I did pull this yarn because, you know, he's like a kid, so he loves bright colors. So I pulled this yarn for a contrast. This is left over from my Nanette Wake Studios Christmas collection. So I'm going to do this, but I don't think that I have enough of this to make up a whole sock set. Does any of that make sense? I don't know. I'm like still so flabbergasted that this even happened because I believe that the last pair of socks I made measured like 54 grams or something like that. And together this is 28 and then this is, I don't know. It equals less than what I think I need. So I'm going to need to find another contrast to finish out the toes, or I don't know where I'm going to end up. But I kind of like am so, I mean, I guess I could just maybe I'll just go back to using these scraps for the toe. Because, I mean, clearly there's enough. Like, altogether, there were 50-something grams. So, I guess I could just do that also. I'm just so mad. I'm so mad. And because, you know, like, it's a striped sock. So, you can't, like, blend it as easily as if it were just like a, you know, like a tonal. I'm just, you guys, like, who does this? Who does this? I'm really hoping that this was like a one-off and other people have not had to like suffer through this conundrum like I have, because this is garbage. My point is, I kind of figured out a plan, but honestly, just like looking at this yarn makes me so angry that I think I'm just going to put it aside and I'll just pick out a new yarn for him. I mean, Lord knows I have enough. I don't know if you guys noticed this little cabinet here, but this was one of my mom's cabinets, and I was really excited. I was able to use it for my some of my sock yarn. I put like all my fingering in there, and then I put on this top, like right here, is all the yarn for my temperature blanket that I'll be working on for the year. So I like love being able to like look at all the prettiness in there. Sorry, I was going off a little bit, but anyway, so I do have a million fingering weight yarns in there, and I know that he would love any of them. So I think I'm just going to put this stupid yarn away, maybe forever, and just work on something that I actually have like an appropriate amount for. So I think that I'm going to start those next. That's going to be my next sock. And I haven't decided if I'm going to do a ribbed for him or just vanilla sock, which that kind of sounds nice right now. So I might just do a vanilla and get those going so that I can then get another pair of socks going for myself. Because I need more socks. I wear my knit socks all the time. It is winter right now in Northeast Ohio, so all the more I'm wearing them, you know, constantly. So that's my next sock plan. Just, I think either a rib or a vanilla. Vanilla. Also, how cute is this little Valentine's Day mug? Oh, that's so cute. TJ Maxx. TJ Maxx has the best mugs. Always. I love them all the time. And they're conveniently located right by the register. So, you know, you have to pass them. Anyway, so I apologize that this is extra all over the place today. My mind is not, I'm not okay. And my mind is not functioning very well. And it takes all my energy just to do very simple things these days. So, next up is, well, I'll catch you up on a WIP that I talked about last time. This is the Wednesday sweater by PetiteKnits. I have not made it too incredibly far, but this is the back panel. It's a drop shoulder construction, I'm almost positive. So this is the back panel. This little lamb. Oh, he's flipped around. Oh, he's still flipped around. Well, anyway, there's a cute little lamb. Stitch marker. That lamb is where I was in my last video. So I did do, you know, a little bit of that. And then next, I just have to pick up stitches and start working on that. I'm not loving this though, so I haven't worked on it a lot. I just, the big needles just really, my hands just can't, it's just not as enjoyable. So I don't know my thoughts on this. I love, love, love this yarn though. I mean, the speckles and the coloring in it are so fantastic, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I don't know if I'm going to finish it. Or maybe I'll find a different pattern for super bulky yarn, maybe. It's just a shame because I already bought the pattern and I really love the sweater. It just has a turtleneck and drop shoulder and it just looks so cozy and comfy. But I don't know if I'm going to keep working on it. I might frog it. It might be a frog. And then my gray space sweater that I talked about Tiffany Lynn last time, I am anywhere with that. I was ripping it all out to restart it and I haven't even touched it with just everything going on. And then also, my son is still on my toot about his rainbow blanket, and he's getting kind of upset that I haven't started it. So I don't know if maybe I need to start that next. I just really did want to get another sweater going for myself. So I don't know, guys. I don't know what I'm doing about anything. Yes. Okay, sorry. Moving on. Oh, my fun unexpected WIP. So I do want to briefly talk about the last time we were together. I was in quite a conundrum about a baby blanket, and I wanted to make the droplet blanket. It was put out by Purl Soho, but it is made by, I believe, a Japanese artist, and I cannot remember their name. I will put it up here. And it's a beautiful blanket with like this really great, it's called a Japanese wrap stitch, I believe it's called. And it just was something new and fun to learn. And, but I didn't have the right weight. I was trying not to buy yarn, so I was going to try to adjust it for a sport weight yarn that I did have, I don't have it with me, but it's a Heatherly sport weight yarn by Knit Picks in the colorway Sweet Bing. And I just really liked it, and the color reminded me of the mom that I wanted to make it for. So I did get going with it with the sport weight. The droplet blanket is a DK weight. So I tried to make some adjustments and do all that. I'm not good with stuff like that, but I gave it a go. And I got very far into the blanket. I got, I don't know, 6-7 inches maybe into it. And I hated it. I just didn't like it. It just, the stitching was not as, the detail stitching, like the Japanese wrap, was not as neat and tidy as the pattern was intended to be. So I just like stopped. I just needed to stop. It was giving me too much like worry and stress. So I ripped it all out. I just left the blanket idea, the whole entire blanket situation aside for a bit. I just need to think some more about what I want to do. So, and to remind whoever cares that yarn that I was going to use was actually intended for a pullover sweater that's going to be released by Andrea Gone, hopefully sometime in the spring. I knew the pattern was going to eventually be coming out. It was in testing, and I wanted to be ready to go because I really loved the pullover. It's the Haw Creek pullover. And it's going to be so scrumptious, and I still will make it, and I'm so excited. So anyway, so I was like, well, then fine, that yarn can just go back to that intended project. But then I decided to do a baby knit for a doctor that I work with for his daughter. So I still used that sweet bing that was intended for my sweater. I stole it back for another project, and I started making the Simple and Clean, I believe it's called, baby dress. It is another free pattern put out by Purl Soho. I don't recall the designer. I will again put that on here. But it was so quick, and it reminded me how much I love the Litton stitch. And I am almost done with it, and I could not be more excited. So this is it. I already started the bind off, but ran out of yarn. I am running out of yarn. So it's like almost, it's literally so close to being done. Oh my God. Okay. So this is the, it doesn't look very nice when I hold it up, but it'll be so much better after I block it. So it has just this cute, beautiful little linen stitch all along the top here. And then you do a 1/2 inch linen stitch again at the bottom for a detail. So I've started binding off, and then I just have to do, there's just some cleanup to do around each armhole and around the neck. And then how adorable is this? There's little buttons in the back. So I'm going to get, I'm not sure what, but there are 3 little buttons back here. So this was fun because I've also never done a button band, which I know this is like a very miniature version, but it was like a nice introduction on how that even works. So, yeah, I'm super excited. It's, she's about 6 months old, so I don't remember how big babies are because mine were babies a really, really long time ago, but I did Google, the average length of a 6-month-old US girl. To make sure that this was going to be like long enough. I followed the pattern and everything, and my gauge seemed to be pretty right on. So it's what the pattern says, but I don't know. I don't know. I always get nervous with gift knits that they're like, you know, not going to fit or whatever. So this is that. She's almost done. I just have to finish binding off the bottom, do the details on each arm and then the neck, and put on some buttons, and then block. Well, I'll probably block it first and then put buttons on just so that that all lines up appropriately. But I was super excited with how fast this worked up. I started this, today is Saturday. I started it 2 Wednesdays ago, so a week and a half ago, and I'm almost done. So I'm excited to give this to them. I think that they will, I think they'll really appreciate it. And then I also found this adorable romper knit that I might try to make them next. So those are fun. So the unexpected but super quick knit. I did not have to buy a pattern. It was free, and I did not have to buy yarn because I had already bought it. So, and I am hoping to, so this was 1 whole 100-gram hank, and I do need obviously like the tiniest bit more to finish it. So I'm kind of hoping that maybe I overbought the sweater quantity, and I'll still have enough to do the pullover that I want to from Andrea. If I have to buy another hank like that, you know, that's fine, I will. But I'm gonna try to make do with what I have first and see how far that goes. And if I need, yeah, if I need to, I need to. So this is almost done. My Wednesday sweater is going to be put on hold because I just don't want to do it right now. And then I'm going to start socks for my son, definitely with a different sock yarn. This yarn really is making me mad. So that's that. It feels like it's not a lot. I'm still working on my temperature blanket. I've done really, really good at mostly keeping up with it. I guess I should have brought it down to show you guys. I'll probably just end up showing it like once a month at the end of every month, just for progress, or maybe I won't even. I don't know. I mean, it's just a garter blanket, but it is super, super fun to see the colors changing with the days and stuff like that. It's cool. It's cool. And it still is exciting to me. I know it's only the first month still. The first month's not even over. But yeah, but I like it a lot. And I just do it every night. It takes me about 10 minutes to do the 2 garter stitch rows. So it's really, there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to keep up on it. So I'm excited about that. I do feel like I need more on my needles though. And I'm struggling with if I should pick up like WIPs that I carried over from last year. But I have so many new things that I want to do too. I really would like to start that half and half triangles wrap that I have yarn for from Purl Soho. I also really kind of want to start the willow, is it called the willow branch, I think, pullover by Neilan. But then also I was like, well, should I just go back and restart my gray space sweater, because that's already like in a project bag. I also still owe my husband a sweater from a long time ago, and he's been so patient and wonderful. I also have a wrap that I started a bit ago from Mama and a stitch that might be nice just to finish up. I don't know. There's too many options right now, and I'm really not sure how to pick. And I just know that I want to knit what's going to make me happy right now. I really, really need that, because I'm just having a really hard time with life right now. So anyway, I am going to head off before I cry anymore. And I don't know, I guess we're all just gonna have to wait and see what I get up to for the next video. It is Saturday, so I will get this out today or tomorrow. So there most likely will not be a video on Tuesday. There won't be much of a reason for it in just a couple days. So hopefully I will keep to my actual word and get a video up the following Tuesday and get on a weekly schedule, because I would really like to do that. Okay, until next time, I really hope that you all have a beautiful, beautiful day.